Were these concepts Have these concepts always been there and now we're just putting a name to it, or it's requiring putting a name to it because how the evolution of society is, social media, the workforce is aging out, hybrid work, virtual work, technology. Because I'm just trying to think of the greatest generation or baby
Mhm.
boomers that didn't have the same societal ecosystem that we had, and you made friends at work, you felt connected, you collaborated. I don't know, just kind of more philosophical thought there.
Yeah, well, we see a lot of differences in ages for sure. But it's interesting because a lot of our older workforce had the most resistance to us being friends at work. So it was happening, but they would often feel the most guilty for it. So, kind of the proverbial, like, I don't want to be caught standing at the water cooler talking to somebody about our weekend because that looks like we're not being productive, right? So they felt a lot more. There was a lot more belief even a couple decades ago that you should just keep your personal life and your professional life separate. And we've just put so much emphasis on productivity and achievement that we've really created a kind of a guilt and a lot of just kind of we didn't want anything that felt like it was kind of bleeding over. But it's really been beautiful the last couple of decades to watch us talk about showing up at work with our whole self, recognizing that we do better when we're happy at work, talking about these things about holistic, mental health. And now we see the younger generation, the younger workforce coming in and saying, I don't want to work somewhere where I don't feel like I like people and where I feel connected. And I don't want to be lonely. And so a lot of them are coming in really expecting that and wanting that. So it is interesting how we have, as a culture, we are always shifting. And I think we're shifting in the right direction now for sure. But this isn't just our workforce. This is our whole culture. We are
Yeah.
lonely and it's been growing and sneaking up on us for a long while. We are disconnected. And I always have to kind of define that because a lot of us may not identify as lonely. A lot of us might have so many relationships and so many friends that we think I'm not lonely. But the truth of the matter is, most of us are networked and we have a social life and we have friends. And I'm using quote marks there, but that's different for many of us than really feeling like I have somebody to confide in, somebody who knows me, somebody who understands me, somebody who's got my back. So loneliness looks different on all of us.
Yeah. And, I know you talk about admitting it, like it's not a confession, but it's like
Yeah.
just looking in the mirror in this isolation, you hear these things. There's so many connections, whether it's the internet or social media, all these physical apparati that, connect us, but we're in a disconnected world or things only
Mhm.
go to a superficial level.